Hey folks, it's Bobby again, independent transport broker. And I've been online and I've been checking out a few issues. I noticed that a lot of people have, mainly guys who are thinking of starting the trucking industry. And if you're thinking of starting the trucking industry, there's a few things that you got to know first off, right? You have to know for yourself if that's an industry you want to get into, because the trucking industry could be very lucrative, right? You can make a lot of money, and a lot of guys start out with just one truck. Some guys start out with even simple as a cube van or a cargo van, and now have 3, 4, 5-ton trucks, even tractor trailer on the road. But one of the things a lot of guys are having problems with is this industry. You can't just jump in head first and think, okay, all I need is a truck and I'll be good, right? That's a big mistake. A lot of guys end up filing bankruptcy. A lot of guys have to end up selling their trucks because they come in this business with the wrong idea. And there's a few things you have to know before you move forward in starting your own trucking industry. And you have to become good at a few things. And one of the things that you have to be good at, extremely good at, is to be a good salesman. Because when you're starting out your own business, you got to be everything, right? Especially for trucks, right? You have to be your own truck driver and become an owner operator. And for guys who are not planning on doing that, right, you need to make sure that, coming into this business, you dot your I's and cross your T's, because if you don't know how to become a good salesman, that can hurt you a lot, because it all depends on you going to these companies and basically sell yourself and sell your services. Now, for me, that's what I do, right? I basically go into companies, I get contracts, and I get drivers to fill these contracts, because that's one of my job as an owner operator. I help guys who are coming on the road. I even met a guy now who's working for me at the time. He called me and he didn't even know anything, and I told him how to get started. Now he has a tandem reefer truck, and I got him to one of those clients that I'm working with. He's there working right now, and he's figuring it out as he goes along, right? But for the guys who said, okay, we don't want a broker, we want to do this all by ourselves, right? Those are one of the things you have to know when you're going into this business. That number one, you have to make sure you know how to do sales. Go into company and sell your services. Number two, you have to make sure, I've talked about this in a few clips ago, that you have to make sure you have cushion money, because that's very vital to come in this business. You can't come in this business broke, because you made that mistake to come in this business with not a lot of money. Just to get your truck on the road is going to cost you a lot of money. There's so many things you have to do. If you don't have the license, you have to have the proper license. Depending on where you live, if this is the States or Canada, here you have to have stuff like your CVOR. You have to, for States, I think you have to do stuff for the DOT. You have to make sure that your truck is safety, so it's roadworthy. So there's so many things that has to be considered when you're going to come into this business, because if you don't make sure that you have a lot of things covered, you can be screwed, and you can end up selling your trucks. Because I see a lot of guys come in this business and they end up having to selling their trucks because they make the mistake of thinking that all you need is a truck and then you're okay. And that's more than that. Now, fortunately, I have a workshop coming up where I'm going to be teaching guys like the nuts and bolts, the need to knows and the do's and the don'ts, and all the tricks of becoming an owner operator and actually make it in your business when you're doing the trucking industry. Because like I said, it's not a business that you just get into and then everything falls into place. There's so many things that you have to know as you go along. Kind of trucks you have to buy, what you need to look out for, what are some of the stuff you're going to need, and the guidelines you have to follow. There's so much things that I can't tell you in a clip. So I have a seminar coming up. I have a workshop coming up where I'm just going to go through everything. As being in the business for so many years, I gain a few experience, talk to a lot of drivers, and know a lot of things that the average Joe who's coming into business don't know. So if you're in the process of starting a trucking company, you don't know how to go about it, I have a workshop coming up that I can go through everything, teach you the do's and the don'ts of what to do. And if you have any questions that you want to ask me, one of the things that I do is, and one of the bonus I'm going to, help a lot of guys is who are planning to come in this business, I can also help you get work depending on where you are, right? Because like I said, I have a lot of clients that I've worked with that pretty much, are looking for truck drivers as it stands right now. I have guys that are looking for cross-border, cross-country, local work. Me being in Ontario, the GTA, I have all the connections for States and Canada as well. So and that's one of the things that you join my workshop and you decide to, okay, work with me, I can get you started, I can get you work, right? And I get you ready, and I'll be there for if you need to call you need to know something or whatever. I can give you, like I said, a contact information that you can reach out to me. Now, for anybody who needs any info, any tips, or there's things that you like to share for me to pass on to future truck drivers, you can reach out to me. My email address is get2thepointservices@gmail.com. It's get with the number 2, get number 2 to the point services@gmail.com. So again, get2thepointservices@gmail.com. Number 2, get to the point. Okay, so any questions, give me a call. If you want to be a part of my workshop, we're going to have stuff that you can sign up, or you can just send me an email and give me all your information, and I will give you more info on how it gets started. It's still going to, in a few while, I'm going to give you the dates as when that's going to be started. But if you want to reach out to me in the meantime, or you want to be a part of it, please, like I said, email me at get2thepointservices@gmail.com, and I'll give you further info. Okay, until that time, drive safe and get ready. See you then.